What's good, everybody? Sensei Lewis here with another video for you. Another important information to keep you alive and keep you safe. So check it now. You guys know that the lessons that I offer and the teachings that I give are for everyone, for men, for women, doesn't matter, right? And every once in a while there is a group that may be targeted, and I like to offer something for that particular group. Like I've done videos obviously for women, in regards to sex trafficking. I've done videos referencing, Muslim women who have been targeted because of their faith and attacked, for those reasons like that, right? So, but of course, the information I give is general for both men and women to use. And in this particular case, I've been seeing these stories for the last few months, and even over the years, every once in a while, but over the last few months, I've seen these, what I consider suspicious stories of, in particular, black men being found hung in public places, usually from trees. There was one case in Atlanta of a guy hanging from a bridge. They've been labeled as suicides, but they seem strange. You know what I'm saying? They seem strange to be labeled as suicides, because in many of the cases from what I've seen, there hasn't been any suicide notes found. These are in public places from trees. And, of course, there's been a history in this country of black men being lynched and hung from trees for decades. So that's the thing that seems kind of off about these stories. You know what I'm saying? That seems off about these stories and strange. Not only that, but in today's society where we have so much surveillance technology, and everyone has, basically has a camera on their phone, and so many things are being caught on video nowadays, not only by people with their camera phones, but through surveillance, surveillance in public places, surveillance cameras on buildings, especially government buildings and state buildings, at traffic lights and things of that nature. That, and these people, a lot of these stories where men have been found hanging in public places, where you would wonder, like, how is it that no one saw anything? How is it that the camera, the cameras on the building didn't catch the person walking to hang themselves, or any of that? So to me, they seem very strange. And as we know, there has been a history in this country of black men being lynched and hung from trees for decades. And so these stories are, these cases have been suspicious. A lot of people are finding them to be suspicious as well. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, tell guys out there, in this case, particularly black men. Again, the stuff I share is for everybody. But in this particular case for black men, to watch your back when you are out there, especially at night. You got to watch your back. You know what I'm saying? Because I suspect, if I'm going to go with the conspiracy theories, I suspect that maybe these guys are being kidnapped. I know there was one story in California, I think it was California, where they found the man's car, and his car was found in a parking lot, untouched. Didn't seem like there was foul play. There was no damage or anything like that. So these things begin to make me think that maybe, if it's some kind of, white supremacist group out there. And remember, they operate like a mafia, right? They operate like a mafia type organization, and they've been doing this for decades. Even if you go back to the civil rights movement, how they assassinated Martin Luther King, how they assassinated Medgar Evers. Medgar Evers got caught in his front yard. One of the guys were waiting in his front yard when he came home from work, and as he exits his car, he gets blasted right in his front yard. So one of the guys was obviously waiting in his bushes in his front yard. So they operate, that's what they do. They operate in that fashion, like a mafia. Assassinations, catching you off guard, catching you unawares, and things like that. So if they want to get you, they can get you. But in any case, that doesn't mean you still shouldn't be vigilant and have a self-awareness about yourself to be preemptive in this regard. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, when I started to see these stories, it definitely raised the flag. Very suspicious. No suicide notes being left. No suicide notes being left. No footage anywhere, you know what I mean? No footage of them leaving the house, walking to the location, driving past a traffic light, a stoplight. No footage of them actually hanging themselves. So to me, it's very suspicious. And only don't forget too that there have been stories released by the FBI that they have found evidence of, white supremacists infiltrating law enforcement. So if they're on the inside, they have footage to any type of video camera, any surveillance footage that they could get rid of, and so it just seems very, very strange and very odd that they're. And again, these people were hung in in public places. Usually, when people commit suicide, you do it in private, right? You're in the room by yourself. You take an overdose. You shoot yourself in the head. You hang yourself, but that's usually done in private. Strange and weird that these people are coming out to public places to hang themselves from trees, which is usually the modus operandi of lynchers and white supremacists. You know what I'm saying? So it just seems very odd and very strange. But in any case, I just wanted to give you guys some tips, particularly for black men, to watch yourselves when you're out there alone late at night. You definitely got to be on your guard. You got to definitely keep your head on the swivel. You definitely got to watch your back. So I talked about some of these things in the situational awareness video that I've done, which was for both men and women. But in particular case, I'm going to reiterate some of those points for a lot of for black men who are the targets, who seem to be the targets of these public hangings. So the one thing, of course, is when you go out, definitely watch your back if you're out late at night by yourself, right? If you get off work late at night, right? Watch yourself when you're going out to the parking lot. As soon as you leave the building, get off your phone. Right? Don't be on your phone. Put the phone away. Concentrate on getting to your vehicle. And as you go out and leave your place of business or work, watch and observe, the environment where your car is at. Look where your car is at. Make sure you know where it's at before you start moving, and observe the the parking lot, the location. See if anybody's around. See if there's any vans or trucks parked near your vehicle or in the vicinity, and keep and just be aware of that, right? So that's the first thing. Off your phone, know where your vehicle's at, and make sure you make a straight line to the vehicle. And as you're going, observe if there's any people in the area. Again, trucks, vans, things of that nature. Now, as soon as you get to your vehicle, it's not over, right? Don't lower your guard either. Yeah, don't. As soon as you get in your car, get on your phone, start looking. No, as soon as you get to your car, it's not over yet. As soon as you get in your car, lock the door. And I know this sounds like stuff from the movies, but yes, take a look and look in the back seat. Make sure nobody is back there as you get in the car, right? You can even look before you get in the car. As you get to the car, take a look in the back window, look in the back seat, make sure nobody's there. You get in. As soon as you get in, lock your doors. Don't get on your phone. Don't get on your phone yet either, right? As soon as you get in, lock the doors. Now do a quick swivel around the vehicle from inside. Look around. Make sure nobody's approaching. Make sure you don't all of a sudden see somebody approaching, because they may do it that way. They may wait till you feel comfortable. As soon as you get to your vehicle, now they rush up on your vehicle, snatch you out the vehicle, bust your window or open your door, whatever, snatch you out. So now as you get to your vehicle, lock your doors. You already checked the back seat and all that. Do a quick surveillance. Make sure you don't see anybody approaching or any vehicles about to approach. Start your vehicle and get out of there. Don't get on the phone. Don't check your messages or your Instagram or your Facebook or whatever stuff you like to look on your phone. Try to save that till you get to a safe location, i.e. till you get to your destination back home. Okay, so that's the first thing with that. Another way they could catch you unawares is if you are out and you maybe you did some some shopping in the evening. It's dark, it's late at night or whatever. You went to a 24-hour Walmart or whatever the case may be, or you went shopping and it's dark. You also want to check for that, because that's a point of distraction when you're putting stuff in your car, right? You're putting your groceries in the trunk or in the back seat. Your focus is on that and you're unawares of your surroundings. So that's another thing. As you're bringing your groceries or your shopping items to your vehicle, you're about to put them in the trunk. Open the trunk, take a look, right? Observe before you put the stuff in. Make sure, again, you don't see anybody approaching. You don't see any vehicles about to approach anybody in your area. As you put the stuff in, you take a look. Don't be distracted. Take a look as you're placing the items in the trunk or in the back seat. to keep your head on the swivel as you're putting stuff in, to make sure, because that's the point a lot of people are when you get caught unawares. Because you're focused on putting the stuff in the trunk, you're not looking, you're bent over, all of a sudden somebody comes up behind you, bam, they got you. Or you're putting stuff in the back seat, you're not paying attention, bam, they got you. And people who are experts at this stuff, that's what they do. They look for those moments because they study this. They know the moments when you're distracted. They know when you're putting groceries in or you're putting stuff in your trunk. And again, today, people with the phones and all that. So you don't want to be that person that gets caught unawares. You want to be keeping your head on the swivel and observant. You got your ears open. You're listening for sounds. People walking up behind you. Take a quick look. You see people approaching. You see vehicles approaching. You want to be aware of all of those things to be preemptive. That because the more preemptiveness you have, the better chance you have to escape and get out of that situation, right? Because you can react ahead of time rather than get caught surprised and startled and caught in the moment and you're snatched up like that. All right. So those are some of the things to be aware of from there. The next thing and the last thing is that if you do find yourself caught where somebody is trying to snatch you up or kidnap you or whatever, right? You know, as I said in the situational awareness video, most of the experts say that usually once they get you and they take you to the second location, your chances of survival are rare and minimal. So that means if you do find yourself, you want to fight like hell to avoid getting taken to location number 2. Fight like a mother. You know what, right? Do what you got to do. Now, of course, because of in our self-defense, I always teach you guys about being targeted and strategic in your striking, that you don't want to just randomly be throwing strikes. So if you do find yourself in that situation, God forbid, you want to make sure you fight like hell to not get taken to the second location. But you want to make it effective. If you do have to fight for that, fight to get away or whatever, make sure you fight and you strike targetedly. Aim for their eyes, throats, nose, right? Things like that. Things that are going to groin, aim for those targets because you can't waste energy. You don't want to waste energy just fighting and struggling to no avail and they stay wound up taking you. So if you're going to strike and fight, make sure you're not just swinging wildly and randomly. Start aiming aim for those eyes, aim for the throat, aim for the nose, ears. Hit them low in the groin. Make sure you strike for those targets that are going to get the effect you need so you could get loose and get the hell up out of there. All right. So like I said, I'm suspicious of these so-called suicides that these black men in particular being found hung. You know what I mean? They're just very suspicious. They're very, very suspicious. So just keep your eyes open, watch your back, keep your head on the swivel, and just make sure that you are preemptive in your self-awareness, right? And again, put the phone down, bro. When you're walking out there, put the phone down. If you can go out, if you got to go out at night, if you can go with somebody, don't go out alone. Make sure you go out with another person so that way you can watch each other's back and you got even more, you got more self-awareness to help you when you're out there. Okay. So again, just be safe out there. Keep your head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? And all those other things that I taught you that go along with your self-defense. Make sure you keep yourself sharp. Keep your reactions quick. Make sure you strike the targeted areas. And again, just be vigilant in your situational awareness, watching your environment. And like I said, if you want to get deeper, just go to the other video I did about situational awareness, and that'll give you a lot of the tips in this one. All right, guys, be safe out there and watch your back. I'm out. See you on the next video.